The Rolling Stones have reportedly pulled the plug on their highly anticipated 2026 stadium tour across the UK and Europe, and the decision was made before the tour was ever officially announced. For millions of fans who expected another triumphant lap from the world's greatest rock and roll band, the news lands like a thunderclap. Sources close to the band confirmed that the cancellation comes down to one deeply human factor. Keith Richards can no longer commit to the brutal physical demands of a long stadium run. At nearly 82 years old, the legendary guitarist is said to have reached a point where another grueling tour is simply too much. This was meant to be a major return to European stadiums. Behind the scenes, routing, logistics, and early planning were already taking shape. Even insiders believed an announcement was imminent, especially as excitement built around the band's next studio chapter, fueling those expectations. Longtime touring keyboardist Chuck Leavell and the band's representatives had previously hinted that something big was coming. The timing aligned perfectly with reports that the Stones are nearing completion of a new studio album, once again produced by Andrew Watt, the hitmaker behind their recent resurgence in the studio. But while the creative engine is still running hot, the physical engine has limits. Richards has long been candid about his battle with arthritis, calling it a manageable condition that forced him to change how he plays guitar. In recent live appearances, observers noticed subtle signs of strain that now appear to have been early warning signals. What makes this news more poignant is that the Rolling Stones have been one of the most relentlessly touring legacy acts of the 21st century. Since the early 2000s, they've rarely let a year pass without hitting the road somewhere in the world. Touring wasn't just part of the band, it was the band. Mick Jagger, as Mansi, remains in remarkable performing shape, and Ron Wood, 78, has continued to play with visible joy and energy. But Richards' role is irreplaceable. Without him able to endure the schedule, a full-scale Stones Stadium tour becomes nearly impossible to justify. The cancellation does not signal the end of the Rolling Stones' creative life. In fact, the opposite may be true. The near-finished album with Andrew Watt suggests that the band is choosing to channel its energy into the studio rather than the road, a shift that may define this late chapter of their career. For fans, the emotional weight of this news lies in what it implies. The era of massive Rolling Stones stadium tours in Europe may be quietly fading away. Not with a dramatic farewell, but with a realistic, dignified decision rooted in health and longevity. There has been no official statement yet, but the silence speaks volumes. The Stones are still alive, still recording, still legends. But the road, after 6 decades, may finally be asking for something even they cannot give.